Did you want to ask about the ghost or anything? You said there were a lot of stories about the ghost.
Well, we found out there's a ghost in about every mine anywhere in the United States.
And they're all called white boots.
And they're all called white boots. But we have had miners come in. We had one in a couple of weeks ago. And he looked at this and he's standing there looking at it. And I said, "You know that fella?" And he said, "About this far from me."
In today's video, we are going to San Manuel Historical Museum, located at 147 8th Avenue, San Manuel, Arizona. Are you ready? Let's go!
Okay.
Today I forgot. Good with the memory stuff.
In today's video,
In today's video, we visit
San Manuel Historical Museum
San Manuel Historical Museum
in San Manuel, Arizona.
in San Manuel, Arizona.
Let's go. She wasn't in that car. That's why I asked.
She doesn't want to be on YouTube.
I'm gonna step outside.
I think everybody else is okay.
Thank you. So we signed in. I signed in us, and then I signed in his website, his YouTube channel.
Okay. You're good to go.
Oh, those are the lamps that the miners wore. And that is a battery operated lamp that they carried with them. And that used to it says to shore up the timber. So they would wedge it in there so that the wood wouldn't fall. So, Magna Copper Company, May 5th, 1910 to January 18th, 1996. Our history is the springboard to the future. And that's the supervisor's desk. And that is an emergency underground telephone. And there, look, here's an underground telephone too. And there's the helmet with the hat on it, and the different hats that they had. And there's a hand pick.
Sure to get this guy.
Oh. Oh, wow.
A lot of stories about him.
Huh. And look, there's the big map. Look at the big map. See the big map of pigeons? Look, this one says artist rendition of White Boots, the ghost of San Manuel. We have our own ghost. And it says mine rescue breathing apparatus for underground emergency use. Do you have questions? You can ask them questions. You gotta make sure that you look up to. They have plaques. Those plaques are employee of the month, and they're all for the same person, and that's him in the picture. And these two pictures here are the lists of people that died in the mines. And this is all they have belt buckles. Oh, and they have coins. And then they have some jewelry. It's copper, and that's what they mined was copper. And then they have down here they have glasses. And that's a lockout for the safety breaker. And oh my goodness, they have surgical equipment from the San Manuel Hospital. And they have drills that they use to drill. And then look at all this over here. They have all the minerals and where they came from. Malachite, chrysocolla, quartz, copper, and where it came from. They even have something. Cordeline, I don't know. There's turquoise, opal, obsidian. Look at the big piece of copper down there that came out. See it on the bottom? There's pictures of the mine up there. And then there's our town up on the top. And then there's the mine. And all the buildings. Oh, and that's an old street light. Look at all the. And down on the bottom, they have. That one is a check writer, and those are like old, they look like old cash registers, and there's an old typewriter. Look at the cookie covers. And then it says these are items that we use daily and see daily, and they're made with copper. And then they have more of the minerals and stuff. They don't all come from San Manuel, but they say where they came from. Oh, look. And they have some arrowheads and stuff in there. And there's a clamshell from Arizona. Look at all this stuff in there. Petrified coral that was in the San Manuel area. That's where it was found. And they have native items. Oh, this quilt is from the 1920s. Pretty bold.
You're like, no, I need him over here. So you're doing it with this tiger?
This is old branching stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so that's.
And they have, oh, they have all sorts of stuff. There's an old license plate.
Oh, okay. It's done, right. I'll have to come back.
And when they used to have a country club, this was some of the stuff that came in here. And then there's a mug that says Oracle Fort. That's where we got our Bronco. Careful. Look, they have a U.S. Cavalry saddlebag that was found in the desert near Wilcox. And there's boots back there. They took the smokestacks down before we lived here, but we would have been able to see those from our house. There's, when the town was first built, there's all the land and stuff like that. And there's the washes in the desert. The where we were last week, those people that owned the state park, where the land for the state park is, they sold the land to the mining company, and the mining company came in and they built a whole town, and the houses that they built, those were the houses for the mine employees. And then when the mine left, they started selling the houses. So there's all this. Different back then. That's the health clinic. This is where Salt and Pepper is. The gas station is right there. And we're in this building right here. This is the building we're in. We're right here on the very edge. That's where the museum is.
Right. I'm gonna put this back. I don't want to misplace it. I don't know where you.
And they have interesting information. There we go. See that.
Okay. No, I love what you guys do.
Oh, that's the Tiger Mine and the town of Tiger.
Right.
And the different.
The different what, honey?
The different mine locations. It says shaft and plant operation, and that's plant, and that says shaft, and that says the early operation of the Tiger Mine. And there's a picture of San Manuel with the two towers.
2 months, and he switched back
Plant area before January 17th, 2006.
then all of a sudden he's discharged. I mean, this all within 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Next place he went was now in Florida, nobody knew what he was doing. He was a very,
Being awfully quiet, Jack.
I was gonna say. No, I'll be back.
And there's news articles in here. And phone directories.
Charge, right, you're finding stuff out there.
If you have the time, you want to come in and volunteer to help?
It says beautiful San Manuel, a thriving copper-built community situated 40 miles northeast of Tucson in the valley of the San Pedro between the picturesque Catalina and Galero Mountains. San Manuel, a community developed primarily for families of employees of San Manuel Copper Corporation, presents an excellent example of Arizona's industrial progress. At an elevation of 3,300 feet, a refreshing mountain breeze continually drifts through the beautiful residential areas, which feature all paved streets, curbs and walks, complete shopping centers, churches, schools, libraries, hospitals, and excellent recreation facilities. Visit San Manuel. You'd like what you see in the city of progress. San Manuel Copper Corporation. And this is from February 11th, 1962.
Okay, this is the second. The first one is
These
the last.
Oh, this is, they're building the bridges for the railroad. We see those all the time, where the railroad comes across the desert. That's what they're building in that picture. And let's see.
Well, it's still.
That is from November 18th, 1954.
There's none available. Somebody told me they saw one on
this one is
the internet.
$50.
They saw one on the
Yeah.
internet. One of the first ones. Yeah.
This is
This is the second one.
the main highway.
One on the internet. The first
There's
one,
Oracle.
it's darker. It's
Here's
almost
San
black.
Manuel.
And somebody told me the other day they saw one on the internet.
They even used to have a golf course.
There's just none
There's
available,
Mammoth.
and it's still
I didn't know it was
copyrighted.
in the copyright though.
And there's Central Arizona College.
Because I thought my dad had one.
And there's Camp Grant.
Now we know what it looks like.
Yeah.
We've been to these places. We've been down this way a lot. And there's Mount Lemon.
Okay.
You have to go through that to get a reprint.
Now, if I find my dad, now you.
Yep, still let it get out of your hand.
No, I won't. I will, and I will. I'll be back and we'll
Okay.
contact with you guys.
Good.
Thank you so much. I love what you're doing. And
Well,
I'm excited to see
there
where
we
you
go.
go with the other stuff.
Okay, we're gonna walk around a little bit this way.
I will. I'll come by. I've been learning a lot, right? Since my dad passed. I learned a whole lot more than I ever knew.
This talks about the Arizona
Older
Trail
brother.
and the communities around it. See, the Arizona Trail starts way down there and it goes way up and it actually goes through Oracle and it runs all the way up.
New guy on the board. He's retired from Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. And they moved here.
This is way
He's an
early
IT tech guy.
because it
And
doesn't
he joined our
get all
board.
that.
And a lot of these reminders, he's, with their permission, he's recording them. And then he's got a program.
Oh, look at the little flashlight.
Voice
This is
Oh,
for
that's
the
neat.
Smarco was the
clean enough and updated.
the mining company that was out here. And those, it's got all the rail stuff and drawing the phones.
We've got one guy that wrote a story for us, and he allowed us to make
And all
two
the
copies.
pictures. And there they are with the copper.
And so we agreed.
And there's the map of the mines.
You want to respect that, so that way everybody else is willing to come to it.
This is the one that he wrote. He wanted to know if there was, if he should get it. Was it good enough to get it?
This right there is the mill. Number 2 is the crusher.
I told him, I said, I don't want to take that.
Number
This come from his heart.
is
I don't
the
care about the
settling tank.
punctuation of
You
this
just-
stuff.
yeah, you
4
just
is the
did it.
warehouse.
No, and I agree. I think
5 is
that's
the
better.
machine shop. Number 6 is the refinery. Number 7, those are the thickening tanks. Number 8 is the shearing building.
Oh,
Number
wow.
9 is back there, and that's the cast house. And number 10 over there is the administration building. And they have all of this.
I don't know, underground still, I just wrap your head around.
Oh, wouldn't be me.
No, so many of them don't.
I don't even want under the bed.
No.
Oh, so many of them, they really were.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
And they get caught between the wall and the thing going by. Yeah, you were in the wrong place. There are places that we have, you need to get into. I know, now the ones that were things go that long, I was, that's the company.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They weren't ready for that.
Yeah, that's $5.
I will be back. I will be back. Okay, thank you.
And they
I'm
run
Margaret.
off of
Margaret,
donations
and
to
I'm
keep
Yvonne.
this
Nice to
open.
meet you. We'll see you then, okay? Thank you.
There you
Have a
go.
great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, before you go, since you gave us this picture, and nobody's mine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Any questions?
No?
Did you have
Okay.
questions? Did you want to ask about the ghost or anything? You said
Yeah.
there were a lot of stories about the ghost.
Well, we found out there's a ghost in about every mine anywhere in the United
And they're all
States.
called white boots.
And they're all called white boots. But we have had miners come in. We had one in a couple of weeks ago. And he looked at this and he's standing there looking at it. And I said, you know that fella? And he said, about this far from him.
Oh.
And I said, will you tell me the story? And he said, I was working in the mine. There'd been an accident. And they sent me down there to clean up. And he said, I heard a noise behind me and I was supposed to be there by myself. And he said, I was bent over, I stood up and turned around. He said, we were about like this. And he said, I was about to say something, and he said, he was gone.
Ooh.
And he said, so I know that he was there. He said, that's how close I was. And we hear different stories like that. Nothing ever bad, but just, we've heard different stories. And
Scares them, I think.
but in studying, doing some research on him, we found out that a lot of mines had a white boot ghost. And I haven't got the significance of the white boots yet, except that's what
There's
they
a
see
certain-
first.
Certain level of employee, I'm not sure, because your boots were different colors in different
Right.
sections.
Right.
I know, we've got, what's ours? Ours are black, huh?
We haven't seen him in here yet.
I gotta go see now.
But I wouldn't be scared if he was. I haven't met a bad ghost
I
yet.
are, but I know there's, some people have yellow, and it depends on what they do and where.
And I was going to tell you, you were looking at all of these.
All of these things, There's a lot of color.
When you wore your
We haven't
helmet,
even touched
if
the
you could
surface of
use
trying to
any of
get
that
identified.
equipment, you had to have the sticker on your helmet.
Right?
If you got on one of those machines and you didn't have the sticker on your helmet, you were
Come on
fired
in, don't be
because
shy.
you had to be trained. Come on in.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Sign our guest book there if you would. Under air conditioning.
What have you got on here?
All new lighting and new-
Junior. Oh, you've been to Fort Bowie. I've just been reading about Fort Bowie.
It was
great.
Come
We
here.
loved it.
They were gonna close it. It's too important. We love to travel and we travel over the highway.
Can you read what this is?
Every book.
You remember? Those are the cavalry saddlebags that they found near Wilcox.
And Romanian history.
Read, go to a library, and there's a book, Clash of Civilizations, and it's about the army gathering up the Chiricahua Indians.
Oh.
Now, Fort Bowie was down southeast of Wilcox, but they traveled all over trying to round up these roads. It took them a while to round up those Chiricahua. They did not want to go. They don't. The American troops even went down into Mexico to get them. Mexico was just fine with it. But this is one of those saddlebags. He found it in an old shed that was collapsing out close to Wilcox. And Fort Bowie was down closer to Douglas. It was down in there somewhere. You have to just look on the maps and reading. And anyway, it's the whole story of the culture of the whites and the army eradicating the Indians from this area in Central Florida. And but it's interesting. He brought that in one day and says, "You know what this is?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, it's a U.S. cavalry, and somewhere I've looked up the area, and it's very possible that one would be in a little shack southeast of Wilcox."
Yeah. We've been there. We've done the Chiricahuas and we've done Fort Bowie, and there's I don't remember what it is, but there's a little area that we went to, and
I'm reading you.
so
You've been all over. Well, that's something. We've got one of these machines at home. We need to come up with something for the Mine Museum, San Manuel. You have given me an idea.
yay!
But now you know when you see these westerns and in a cavalry riding, there's one of their, and it's interesting. I don't know. There must have been something on their saddle gear that it went on there so it would stay on the horse. You know, there's a hole in there for something. Anyway, that's why I wanted to make sure you saw.
You say
keep
thank
that
you.
interest up in history.
Oh, good, good.
Let me show you
Yes,
something here.
yes. Beautiful little
I will not let you touch it. I will touch it very carefully. Of course, it won't come very carefully. That is a piece of pottery, and if you look at those three pots up there, you'll read about it. It's called corrugated pottery, and the prehistoric almost people, I think the Hohokam, I'm not sure just which one, made that kind of pottery. It was only made in this area
Oh.
between 1175 and 1225. And then they disappeared from here. I imagine the Apaches came in and said, "Get out of here." Any other questions?
No,
No questions?
You're being awfully quiet
Oh,
today, Jack.
come here. Open this. I'm not going to get them out for you. That is a hammerhead or a spearhead.
I've had people tell me both. But when we lived in Missouri, we lived in Defiance, and that's the area where Daniel Boone lived. We lived 4 miles from the Daniel Boone home where he died. So Daniel Boone is big there. In fact, if you go to school and they tell you to write your history of your family and you write it on Daniel Boone, and the teachers knew, and she flunked him because he just went to history books. His third great grandson. You don't talk about Daniel Boone and the Howell family and get by with it, saying anything about them. Anyway, that's that. This one right here, they call a scraping tool. And I saw several of them. That one was found up there where those Indians were. They were the Fennel Osage Indians, and I don't know why they aren't on any maps. This came from Arkansas. I'm trying to see. This is from here. Here's another edge that's a scraping tool. When they did their hides, they had to scrape the fat off of the hide, or maggots would get in it. So they'd have to scrape it off there, and then they would tan the hide. And then we got even seen people brought in these sea things that were here in the Ice Age, I guess, when the whole world was underwater. Makes you wonder when you see all this stuff there in these skeletons of various things about the Bible, doesn't it? It flooded the earth, and you see some places where this stuff is found. It was underwater at one time.
Yeah.
Well, you keep learning, kiddo. Come back and see me. Where do you live?
We live on Sixth.
Sixth. Well, you're close to here. You keep checking back, and I'll do something. I think I'll do something to try to say that you've been to San Manuel, checking out mine history. That you can put on your. Is this through Scouts or something? Or
No,
this is just your own plan.
Just our thing.
The government must come out with these in the national parks.
They have activity books that they have to do, and then they have to have the park ranger sign off on it, and that's how he gets his badge.
Mm-hmm.
And they do the same thing at the state parks.
What's the altitude of Oracle?
Oracle is like 45. It's 43.
We're 33 to 35, depending on where you. They're 43 to 45. Depends on where you're living. Mammoth is 23, 33, 43. That's a lot in 10 miles. Different terrain.
Yeah.
When it'll be next summer. When you see those very prickly flowers that come up like this and they've got white, there's a lot of them up around Oregon. I fell in love with them. I was going to move one down here. And I found out they were just too prickly to even get their seeds.
Oh.
I said, no, I don't want that in my yard. Anyway, they start about the second curve out of Oracle. Come down like this and curve this way and about this way. They start along in there and they go up. They don't grow down here. You get up around Oracle, get up just a little more, and you see more Datura. Because they don't grow here. Saguaro, if you've got one living up there, it's got a protected spot or something because they don't live at that altitude. You look some places and you see them, but if you go up there, you'll also see these so-called little things look like a big bottle brush.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost like agave. Both of those have a level. And if you know the level that they grow at, you can know your altitude wherever you go around. The only separate thing is you'll notice the so tall as you go up 77 to Oracle. They only go on the south side.
Okay, yeah. Never even really thought about it.
Yeah, we've moved all over the country, so we get immersed in where we're living. Anyway, I'm glad you're coming in and you're going to come back because I'm going to create a button. That means I've got to get up in my shed. I may have to call you because both of us are getting so old we can't crawl on our knees anymore. I've got 2 knee replacements and those scars on your knees, there's no padding under them.
Oh.
They hurt. But it's stored in our outbuilding upstairs. We got to get it down, and we thought about making something for you. You're going to be my inspiration. Okay, I'll leave you guys alone. Oh,
So do I. So
and if you're interested, we are looking for volunteers. Right there, there's only 3 of us that will do the Saturday deal.
okay. Well, I have.
We wouldn't just come in here and say, "Oh, thanks, you're a volunteer. Stay." We'll come with you for, you know. That's why we've kept our table. For one thing, you can't get some of these books without having a table under them.
You see, I have other kids at home.
Well, it does encourage us to sit around and gossip.
We're good to go.
Okay, will you stay?
You say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. If you
Okay.
come back, I'll cook up another story for you. In Missouri,
It's turquoise right there, too. Turquoise.
So we were immersed.
We ready?
We're good.
And if you have somebody come to town and want to see it during the week, give us a call. We'll do our best.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Come again.
When I was young, just a boy, dreamed of falling in love with a girl like you. Through the years I thought I found you, but nothing would do. Now here we are.